All right, good morning. Court's on the record, Commerce City Municipal Court for December 16th of 2021. For the people that are on Zoom, please leave your devices on mute. I will ask you to unmute your device when I am ready to call your case. For the people in the courtroom, when I call your name, I'm going to direct you to come forward to one of the 3 stations. While you're at that station, I need you to speak loudly and clearly. One of my responsibilities today is to make sure that everything that you say gets properly recorded. After you're done at the station, I'll direct you to see my clerks in the lobby. Their windows are located to the left once you've exited through the double doors at the rear of the courtroom. When you leave the courtroom, go out through the double doors, make the left before you get to the metal detector, and that'll get you to my clerk's window. All right, we're going to begin with Sashirama Humagen. If you would come to station number 1, please. Good morning. Give me just a moment while I pull up your file. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, that is a 1-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original charge against you from November 21st of 2021 at about 5:45 in the afternoon in the area of 11360 Brighton Road here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? Okay. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Yes. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do you understand that if I... Go ahead and check that, Adam. Stay right there. Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving... We're going to wait until the security issue is resolved. So you open that door. It's the next door that's the alarm is going off on. Was it just not closed all the way? Okay. Thank you. Whoever went out is supposed to badge it. All right. And I'm sorry. Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are renouncing all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Let me correct it one more time. I do not agree because, to my knowledge, the accident happened not on my fault, because I just could not stop the car.
Okay.
It did not work.
Ms. Humagen, you need to understand that the document that I have says that you want to accept this disposition, that you want to plead guilty to the smaller charge. If you don't want to do that, nobody's forcing you to do that. You could plead not guilty, we'll schedule the case for trial, and then the prosecutor at the trial will have to prove that you committed the offense of careless driving on that date. That's another option that you have.
Okay. I do not plead guilty.
Okay, so I'll scratch this agreement, enter a not guilty plea, and we'll schedule your case for a trial. Is that what you want?
Yes, that means there will be another court date, correct?
Another court date, yes. And
Agree, my point is reduced to 1 and I pay fine?
today, if you agree, your case gets reduced to 1 point and you pay a fine. If you disagree, then on the next court date, we'll go to trial. If you're found not guilty, you have nothing. If you're found...
Am I allowed to know the fine?
I don't know, no. Because right now, the only thing I know about your case is what I've just described to you. The fine is anywhere from $0 to $2,650. I don't have an answer for you. because I have to review the accident report and your driving record and the circumstances of the case before I set the fine. I don't get to do any of that if you plead not guilty until after the trial is completed.
I do not plead guilty.
Okay, I'll enter your not, but keep in mind, if you lose the trial, 4 points are going to be assessed against your license. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll scratch this out, enter that you wish to have a trial to the court. I'll enter your not guilty plea. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to give you the trial date. On that date, if you have any witnesses that you wish to have present that you believe will not appear in court voluntarily, let my clerks know. They will issue subpoenas for you free of charge. They'll explain how those subpoenas need to be served on your witnesses in order to have them effectively ordered to appear on the date of your trial. If you wish to get copies of the police officer's notes or the reports about your case, ask my clerks and they will provide those to you free of charge as well. So when you go to the windows, they'll give you the trial date, the reports if you ask for them, and subpoenas if you need them. Do you have any questions? No. All right, so go to the windows and we'll see you back on the trial date. Delcia Brown, if you would come to station number 2, please. Good morning. Good morning. Give me a second. I left her stuff open, and I didn't mean to. Okay, yeah, this one's yours. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, the city attorney will dismiss the original charge against you. Ms. Brown? Yes. Are you my client, Ms. Brown? Yes. I thought so. The mask is what did it. I need to disqualify myself. Okay. Mr. Gollin, I need you to come in. Yeah, the mask, and I'm like, wait, this looks like you. She's my recent client, so I have to disqualify myself. You're going to get the same disposition, and we're going to have a substitute judge do it. We can probably do it by mail, so you won't have to come back, or at a minimum do it by video, okay? But I'm going to recuse myself from the case. It's absolutely improper for me to do your case, okay? So let's set her an arraignment date anyway, and then try to do this plea by mail, or have either Melissa or Michelle do a plea by mail. Okay. Can you have her email, and then I'll email it to Michelle? Yeah, I'll email it to her right now. If you could just have her email. Okay. Can you give my clerk your email address? You can use this one. It's been sitting here. The whole mask thing just makes things strange. Do you need her to stop at the windows or just? No, she can go. Okay. You're going to get an email from my staff. It'll go through the other judge, and then you can respond to the email, and they'll take care of it. Okay? All right, thank you. Thank you. It's good to see you. Take care. Helen George, if you would come to station number 3, please. Good morning. All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of speeding 55 in a 45-mile-per-hour zone, that's a 4-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from November 8th of 2021 at 7:55 in the morning in the area of 108th Avenue and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Ms. George, is this how you wish to resolve your case today? He didn't recommend it. I don't know that that would make a difference, but you can certainly go back and talk to him again and see if that's something you want to do that he'll consider in reducing it further. I don't do the plea bargaining. He does. Yeah, I only order a driving class when somebody reaches a certain level in their driving history, but he uses it as part of a plea bargaining tool. That's his choice. Do you want to talk to him again and see if that makes a difference in what he offers? Sure. Okay, Isabella Wick, if you would unmute your device, please.
Hello, sir.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing okay. It's a light day today. All right. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, this is a 2-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from November 16th of 2021 at about 3:25 in the afternoon in the area of 115th and Chambers here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today?
Yes, sir.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, I did, sir.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, on November 16th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
How long have you been driving altogether now?
I think 2 years? Close to 2 years?
Okay, and this looks like it's your first ticket, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your schedule fine's $120. I'm going to reduce your fine to $60 plus surcharges and court costs. Now, one thing that you need to understand is, according to the National Traffic Safety Highway Board, until you've engaged in daily driving for 3 years, you pose a much greater risk of either getting into or causing an accident than a more experienced driver. So the first 3 years, new drivers, I encourage them to only have one focus when they're behind the wheel of a car, and that's to get to where they're going safely. Never be in a hurry in your car. I mean, kids your age, or young people your age, I'm not a kid anymore, but young people your age are usually involved in a lot of different things. School, after-school activities, college things, work, social things, there's extracurricular things, there's all kinds of stuff. And it always seems that you're rushing from one place to the next place to the next place. The one thing that I need to stress to you is it's more important that you get to each of those destinations safely. If you're running late when you get into your car, accept the fact that you're going to arrive at your destination late. Never try to make up for lost time in your car. That's what gets, young people these tickets, and that's what leads to accidents. And don't let yourself be distracted with telephones, cell phones, music, food, drink, or the friends in your car. When you're behind the wheel of a car for those first 3 years, just focus on your driving. Look for speed limit signs, leave plenty of space between you and the cars in front of you anticipate that the green light that you're approaching is about to turn yellow, and are you going to go through it, or are you going to have to stop abruptly? All of those kind of things make you a better driver. So try to focus on just getting to where you're going safely, and this will be an anomaly. It'll be a once in a many, many years type of thing, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so enough of a lecture. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. They'll explain the payment arrangements in the email. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. You too.
All right, back on the record regarding Helen George, if you would come to station number 3 again. Okay, the document I have now says that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, that's a 3-point violation. The city attorney, and agreed to do a level 1 driving class. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from November 8th of 2021 at 7:55 in the morning in the area of 108th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today? Okay, you don't need to bend over, just talk loud. Could you tap the microphone? I just want to make sure it's on. It's not on. Hold on for just a sec. Oh, wasn't plugged in? There we go. All right, is this how you wish to resolve your case today? All right. Did you watch the advisement of rights video? And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of those trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on November 8th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? Okay, I don't know how much of the lecture you heard me give this young woman before. The key is get to where you're going safely. Don't try to make up for lost time in your car. That's the biggest problem that people have, is they're always in a hurry and they're trying to make up for running late in their car. Don't do that again, because if you were running late when you started off on your doctor's appointment, you got there even later because you got pulled over and got a ticket, right? Didn't do you any good speeding, did it? All right, good. So let's figure this out. All right, your schedule fine in this case is $280. I'm going to impose the $280. I'm going to suspend I'm going to suspend 160 of it, because I am going to now order that you do the level 1. So when you go to the windows in the lobby, they're going to work with the payment arrangements for the $120 fine, plus surcharges, plus court costs. They're going to give you a referral to the people that put on the class, and there's going to be a deadline. Excuse me. The deadline's going to be at least 7 weeks out. They're backing up on the classes, so give them an extra time. it's going to be 7 weeks out. You'll need to contact those people right away because as you just heard me telling my clerk, they're backing up on those. And so it's important that you get one scheduled and so you can get it completed by the deadline my clerks give you. If you're not able to schedule it before the deadline, then either write us, email us or something to let us know that you weren't able to get into a class by the deadline, and I'll grant an extension, okay? Do the class. At the end of the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate of completion gets filed with my court by the deadline my clerks give you. Send a copy to your insurance agent. When they get wind of this ticket, they may give your rates a bump. On the other hand, they may give you a discount for doing a driving class. Doesn't hurt to ask. And then just hold on to an extra copy because you never know when it could come in handy. So original for the court, copy for your insurance, copy for just in case. Do you have any questions about what's expected? Okay, go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerk. Davina Mestis, if you would unmute your device, please. All right, the city attorney has no objection to me setting aside the default that entered when you failed to appear on December 2nd of 2021. I'm going to grant that request. And all right, the second document I have says that if you plead guilty to the added, he's saying that we're setting this for a pretrial conference. Okay. I have a document that alleges that on November 7th of 2021, at about 4:30 in the afternoon, in the area of 62nd and Quebec Street here in Commerce City, that you were speeding 67 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. Davina, do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know why your video is so blurred?
Stand closer.
Maybe it's
Is that better?
No, I mean, it's literally, it's almost like it's frosted looking. Is there something over the, just wipe it, maybe that's it.
No. It's just a really old laptop.
Okay, no, it's a little bit better now, thank you. All right, so let me ask again, Davina, do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the city attorney says you and he have worked out an agreement that we're going to set this for an immediate date. Between now and then, if you complete 8 hours of community service, the Alive at 25 class, and commit no new law violations, then when you come back, he'll offer you a 0-point violation that won't affect your permit or your ability to get a license when you're eligible. Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I need to see your mom. Ms. Quintana, is that you there?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and is it, tell me your full name.
Rachel Quintana?
Okay. Do you understand the original the original charge filed against your daughter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand what the city attorney is offering your daughter in an effort to resolve this case?
Yes, I do.
Do you agree that your daughter is acting in her best interest by accepting this proposed resolution to her case?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. All right. And Davina, did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. For today, you're not waiving any of those rights. All right. What's going to happen is later today or tomorrow, my clerks are going to send you an email. They're going to give you the new court date. It's going to be about 8 weeks out because the Alive at 25 class is getting really backed up over the holidays. So you'll need to contact, there'll be a referral to them in the email that my clerk sent you. Contact them right away, today or tomorrow. Get signed up for a class so that you can get it done before the next court date. When you finish the class, there'll be a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate gets submitted to my court on or before the next court date. My clerks are going to send you the form we use for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It doesn't have to be done in Commerce City. Find some place convenient to you and close. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you pick to do the community service must be a legitimate nonprofit agency. Churches, schools, Goodwill, animal shelters, Meals on Wheels, food banks, city-run soccer programs. I don't care what it is. Just make sure that the place that you pick is a legitimate nonprofit agency. Do the work, have them fill out the form, and again, it's your responsibility to submit that form before the next court date. Don't pick up any new tickets. Don't get into any new trouble. If everything is in order when you come back, you get a 0-point violation that doesn't affect your permit or your ability to get your driver's license when you're eligible. Do you have any questions about what's expected of you?
No, sir.
Ms. Quintana, do you have any questions about what's expected of your daughter?
No, I do not.
Okay, great. Then keep an eye out for that email from my clerks. It'll be either later today or sometime tomorrow. You two are free to leave the meeting.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I have people emailing me. You need to set it out at least 8 weeks. Alive at 25 is completely booked through the end of January. In fact, I gave somebody an extension yesterday to like the 19th, and then like 2 people later, they basically said they're booked until the end of January. So, yeah. Okay, Luis Ramirez Gonzalez, if you would unmute your device, please.
Yes, sir.
Give me a second. All right, so the default entered when you failed to appear on December 1st. Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
All right, city attorney has no objection. So I'll vacate the default. It looks like you've already paid this ticket. Is that correct?
So what happened was that I paid it, but the guy told me that I had a choice or an option to attend this court. Yeah. And so I decided to do that. He said he was going to void the payment.
Okay. All right. I'll vacate the default. The city attorney says the union have worked out an agreement that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of speeding 35 in a 30-mile-per-hour zone, a 1-point violation, he will dismiss the original speeding charge from October 24th of 2021 at about 7:52 in the evening in the area of the 16100 block of East 96th Avenue here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video.
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of speeding 35 in a 30 zone, a 1-point violation on October 24th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
All right. Your scheduled fine is $80, as you're aware of. I'm going to go ahead and reduce it to $40 plus surcharges plus court costs. So when you leave the meeting, my clerks will reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the new total is, and then you can then go ahead and make payment arrangements, okay?
Appreciate that, sir.
All right. Go ahead and leave the meeting.
Thanks. Devon Mitchell, if you would unmute your device, please.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, that's a 3-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from November 8th of 2021 at about 1:45 in the afternoon in the area of 106th and Chambers here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, a 3-point violation on November 8th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose this sentence against you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, give me a second. It looks like you sent us an email, so I'm going to go ahead and read it.
Of course.
All right, your driving record shows that you got a ticket from August 11th of 2021 in Denver. Is that entry correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your scheduled fine is $200. I'm going to go ahead and reduce your fine to $160 plus surcharges plus court costs. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is once everything is added in, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. And I read your email, and I understand, it's inadvertence that led to this, but again, you're a young guy, a new driver. Did you hear what I was telling that young lady, the first one I had by Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Same thing to you. You can't not pay attention to how fast you're going, just going with the flow of traffic. You have to set the tone for yourself. If you're in a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit zone, you need to be going near 45 miles an hour. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing on the roadway. You have to watch out for you because you're a new driver. I want you to get to where you're going safely, even if it's a routine errand just down the street from you. the police patrol Chambers Road between 104th and 120th all of the time, especially when school's in session, because the kids from Prairie View High School go flying up and down Chambers Road, posing a danger to everybody. So if you're using Chambers through there, you got to really pay attention to your speed, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to also warn you like this. If you happen to get another ticket within a year in Commerce City, you're going to be ordered to do a driving class. There's no reason a young person should get 3 tickets as close together as after these first 2. So make sure you don't get another ticket within the year, or I'm going to order a driving class. All right?
Sounds good.
Okay. I'm just trying to watch out for you. All right. If you don't have any additional questions, go ahead and leave the meeting and keep an eye out for that email. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Isabella Medina, if you would unmute your device, please. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of improper lane use, no, I'm sorry. If you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, a 1-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the improper lane use charge against you from November 11th of 2021 at about 5 o'clock in the evening in the area of 71st and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you're waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No, sir.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, sir.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, sir.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, a 1-point violation on November 11th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
Okay, this looks like it's your first ticket. Is that correct?
Yes.
How long have you been driving?
About a year.
Okay. Okay, so the person was in your blind spot and you just didn't see them when you made the lane change? All right.
Yeah.
And neither you nor Josephine were injured, right? Neither one of you was injured?
No.
Okay. It doesn't look like the other driver was injured either. All right, your
No,
schedule
sir.
fine's $120. I have to give you an aggravated fine because of the collision itself. But I'm going to reduce your fine to $80 plus surcharges plus court costs. My clerks are going to reach out to you by email later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is, and if you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan for you. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. My clerks will get in contact with you by email. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Mhm. Rodrigo Mendoza, if you would unmute your device, please.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from November 4th of 2021, shortly before 4 o'clock in the afternoon, in the area of 88th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Correct.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Okay. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
You understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video. Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No.
Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on November 4th of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
Yeah, Your Honor. You know what? I was speeding, but you know, a horrible excuse. I heard what you said. It's the first driver. It was a young driver, and I've been driving for a while already. And but it was my daughter's birthday, so like you said, you gotta stop and think a little bit. And if you're late, you're late. There's nothing you can do about it. You're right about that.
Well, you know, there are things you can do about it, but one of the things I don't want people doing is going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit to make
Right.
up that lost time. That isn't going to get you anywhere. All right, the good news is nothing serious happened here. All right. Let me look at your record again. So 2017 looks like it's your last ticket. Yep. All right. Your scheduled fine in this case is $120. So I'm going to reduce your fine under these circumstances, picking up your daughter for her birthday stuff. I'm going to go ahead and reduce it to $60 plus surcharges and court costs. And hopefully you'll keep that speech I gave that young lady in mind in the future, and you won't get any more tickets for a while, all right?
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. So my clerks will reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They're going to tell you what the total is. If you need them to, they'll work out a payment plan. Any questions?
No questions. Thank you, and have a great day.
You too. You can go ahead and leave the meeting. I think I'm going to throw that down there. I think Adam brought that up for some reason. Yes, yesterday. Okay. Okay. 6150. Oh, I didn't see that one. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I mean, I went through every one of my mail queues yesterday, but there was some failure to pay that also were requests for extensions. So they're still popping up in my failure to pay queue or failure to comply queue. I don't know why, but you might have to. Right. I just saw one that Chris sent me that I missed that you already said no objection to resetting a pretrial. So I just did that one again, I think. Well, that's okay. I'm fine. I just granted it. I hadn't seen it. We're still on the record because we're not even to the 10 o'clock docket. He can be funny sometimes. I'm sorry? He may be the smartest one of us all. He went to an Ivy League. But he majored in Spanish. ¿Quieres fries con eso?
For you, the gentleman who has a pretrial today just came in and turned in all of his stuff. Can we let him in?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, okay. I'll tell him to do that. What might his name be? His case number is 7642.
So you have to do the work. You want me to pull it up so you know who you're talking about? I'm gonna go talk. Okay. You're like Rain Man with case numbers. Yeah. Again, in Spanish I just said, you want fries with that? Right. So that's what a Spanish degree from Columbia gets you. You can say it in Spanish. Alma got it. No, I kind of think I got it too. That's what you always tell people that have like liberal arts degrees. Shoot, I had a double major and a minor. I could manage the burger line. We were all gathered in El Paso with my family for my mom. My niece's oldest boy, they named him Jakevian. I don't know why, but he goes by G. He's a great kid. Came up to look through the CU engineering school, the aerospace engineering school. He could get in. He had those kinds of grades. He was ROTC. He was the state commandant for ROTC in Louisiana. His problem, he has foot issues. He can't ever go active duty military. He's disqualified from military service. So we're doing all of this. He goes to Louisiana Tech to major in aerospace engineering, right? At the end of his first year, he quits. So we're sitting around the table, and you know, his mom's saying, yeah, he quit engineering. And I'm like, oh, what's he doing now? He's a communication major. And PJ said, the look on my face was so crestfallen. And PJ, because that was PJ's undergrad major too. She got her MBA, but she was a communications major. She goes, you know, you don't have a poker face. I love it. Yeah, you go from aerospace engineering to communications.
The answers to all the questions, and people are still getting like C's and D's. It's like,
Do you know what station we're on? Okay, thank you. Why is my thing not working? Right. Eric Liaya, if you would come to station number 1, please. Good morning. All right, the city attorney is satisfied that you successfully completed all of the conditions of the diversion in this case. So I'm entering an order dismissing this case. You have the ability to have the record of this case sealed. When you go to the windows in the lobby and see my clerks, they'll give you a copy of the order of dismissal. If you wish to have the record of this case sealed, ask my clerks. They'll explain how to file a petition. I'm making a note on your file right now that if I receive that petition, I'm going to grant the order sealing your record. The filing fee for filing a petition to seal record is $65. So you need to do that all at once. It's up to you if you want to file a record sealing petition or not. But it is eligible. I'm making a note that I'll grant it if I receive it. Do you have any questions? All right, go to the window, see my clerk. Irazama Acosta, if you would come to station number 2, please. That's the lectern right in the middle. Good morning. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, this is a 1-point violation, and attend the Alive at 25 class, the city attorney will dismiss the original charge of following too closely on October 18th of 2021 at about 4:20 in the afternoon in the area of 61st and Highway 85 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge?
Yes.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of on that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of driving a vehicle with a defective headlight, a 1-point violation on October 18th of 2021 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. I have another question. I issued a default in this case. Did you ever submit a request to set aside the default?
I'm sorry. What do you mean? I apologize.
Okay, yeah, I entered a default. You failed to appear back on December 2nd?
Oh, yes, one of these, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Did you turn it in?
I told him, but I wasn't sure whether to turn it in or not. They just wanted for me to bring it back on the day from the court. I apologize.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize.
I'm looking at the ROAs and I'm like, I don't see where the motion to set aside is. Thank you. All right. Was there anything you wanted to tell me that I should take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, sir.
Do you know what distracted you that afternoon?
Yeah, we were at a complete stop,
Yeah.
and my daughter started crying, but not even like a regular cry, like realistically. So I turned over to glance, and I seen that her foot got caught, like on her cup holder thing, where the cup goes. So I turned around to go reach over to pull her leg out, and my foot, whatever you want to call it, slightly like picked up from the gas pedal, and I
Hit the car in front of you. Okay. How long have you been driving?
I would say I got my permit right when I was literally 18. I turned 18 right away, so I was driving with my mom here and there, once in a while, like every other 2 days or so when we head out to places, you know. But I got my driver's license, I would say when I was 20.
Okay. Well, you're
Or in the late 19s.
okay. You're only 20 now.
Right.
Okay.
So
All
I've
right.
been driving for too long.
Because I see the 2 driving without a license cases on your record, and then it looks like you got a defective vehicle ticket here in June of this year already. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, very minor impact. Let me go back to an earlier page. All right. Your scheduled fine is $160. So listen carefully how I'm imposing this. I'm going to impose the $160 fine, but I'm going to suspend 100 of it because I am going to have you do the Alive at 25 class. There's going to be court costs added to the $60 that you do have to pay, plus surcharges. So when you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerk, first they're going to work out the payment arrangements for the $60 fine, plus surcharges and court costs. Then they're going to give you a referral to the people that put on the class. You're going to have a deadline. It's probably going to be in February, but you need to contact those people this week. That's how far out they're scheduling that Alive at 25 class, all right? Make sure that you get signed up for the class, get it done. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure the certificate of completion gets filed with my court, submitted to my court, on or before the deadline my clerks give you. You should also send one to your insurance agent. I don't know what effect this accident's going to have on your insurance, but if you send them proof that you've done a driving class, they might give you a discount. Never hurts to ask. Then hold on to another copy of it because you never know when you're going to need another copy of it. So original certificate of the completion of the class to the court, copy for your insurance agent, copy just to have just in case. Do you have any questions about what's expected of you?
Thank you.
All right, go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks, they'll take care of you. Okay. They're going to reboot Facebook, or full court. Do we have anybody else signed up for Zoom yet? I have 2 more people, but they haven't signed on, and I just resent them the link? Okay. Because I was going to take this thing off, but I'll wait. Okay, Brian Mendez Sandoval, if you would come forward to station number 3 over here. Good morning. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, and the Aliva 25 class, the city attorney will dismiss the original careless driving charge against you from November 22nd of 2021 at about 9 o'clock in the morning in the area of the 9900 block of East 104th Avenue here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? Did you watch the advisement of rights video? And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on November 22nd of 2021 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want to tell me that I should consider before I impose the sentence against you? Reading this accident report, it sounds like the other car was directly in front of you, both going in the same direction. Is that correct? Yes. Do you know why you ran into the back of the car right in front of you?
So I was trying to switch over to the left lane when a vehicle came up really fast, and I don't know what he was his deal was, but he was driving really aggressively. So I tried to swerve back into my lane, and I didn't have enough stopping power since it was uphill. And the semi was fully loaded, and I didn't correctly calculate the speed that he was going at. So he was going slightly under, so I thought if I can go back behind him and avoid the truck on the left, that I can go to like a complete stop or slow down. And it just happened to be that I took him just good enough.
All right. Your driving record also shows a ticket from December of last year in Loveland. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, the Boulder case is too old, so I won't consider that one. All right. Your scheduled fine is $240. I'm going to impose the $240 fine. I'm going to suspend $140 of it, because I'm going to order that you do the Aliva 25 class. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they're going to tell you what the total is for the non-suspended portion of the fine. It's a $100 fine plus surcharges plus court costs, all right? And work out payment arrangements. They're going to give you a referral to the Aliva 25 class, as well as a deadline, which is probably going to be in February, to submit proof of completion of the class. You need to contact those people right away. Those classes are all filled up through January already. So you need to make sure you can get signed up and into a class by the deadline my clerks give you. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to submit that certificate of completion on or before the deadline my clerks give you. Send a copy into your insurance agent, because with this accident they may raise your rates. But if they have proof that you've done another driving class, you might get a discount for doing a driving class. You never know. It doesn't hurt to ask. Keep another copy of it just in case you end up in front of DMV for anything. So original certificate of completion to the court, copy for your insurance, copy for DMV or any other purpose just in case. Do you have any questions about what's expected? Okay, go ahead and go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerk, all right? Mm-hmm. All right, court's on the record regarding Kevin Pfluger. If you would come to station number 1. The record will reflect Ms. Hoskers here from Neighborhood Services. I thought that the last time we set this over, it was going to be the final hearing, but I see that the city is in agreement, and I can tell there's been significant progress made. So we're agreeing to set this matter for one more compliance review. Mr. Pfluger, is that how you wish to proceed from today? All right. Looking at this, it's almost like everything is staged to go to bring you into compliance. But it's now the holiday season, and winter is going to be upon us at any moment. I'm still inclined to set this towards the end of January. Officer Hosker, does that sound appropriate to you? All right. And Mr. Pfluger, you think you can get this all done by the end of January? I hope so too. So we're looking at January 26th, a Wednesday, or the 27th, a Thursday. Mr. Pfluger, what works better for the two of you? Let's do Thursday, the 27th. It's a traffic day, so fitting you in works better on traffic days than any other day. All right, 10 o'clock again? All right, we'll reset this matter for a compliance hearing to January 27th, 2022 at 10 o'clock. Mr. Pfluger, if you'll go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks will give you that reminder notice. Thank you for making the progress that you've made thus far. You know, I was looking at that too. Plus, we had 2 add-ons, so. So who do you think this person is? I don't either.
And then the Zoom person was a Warren.
Mm-hmm. Three 3208. He's not on the docket. Oh, he's from yesterday. All right, Luis Gutierrez, if you would come to station number 2, please. That's the lectern right in the middle. Good morning. All right, the city attorney has no objection, so I'm going to go ahead and set aside the default that entered when you failed to appear yesterday. So the default is ordered vacated. Second, he's dismissing this case. There's nothing else to address. When you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerks, they'll give you a copy of the order of dismissal. Once you get that, you are free to leave, okay? Go ahead and go out the double doors, make the left, and that'll get you to my clerk's windows. Look out. I know, he keeps moving the chair and it just throws us off.